we left for spring break, we talked about composing shapes. Right? Does anybody remember what it means to compose a shape? Alejandro?
To combine them.
Combine them, that's right. Would you mind demonstrating that for me? I can find shapes here. You show the class what you have. It's got two triangles. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
All right. Now go ahead and compose for me. Now what do you have? A rhombus. Okay, so everybody sees how we take two shapes and make one. Right? We learned all about composing. Okay, so let's see. Go ahead and open up your math journal. Don't you already got them open. Wait. Good. First we're going to write the word compose.
With a colored pencil?
You can write it with a colored pencil, absolutely. All right, so what are some words that we would use when we're talking about composing? Carlos.
Combining.
Combining. Okay, so I'll put combine. And Carissa.
Put together.
Put together. I like these words. All right, how about one more? Anybody think of one more? Connect. Awesome, Parker, thank you. All right, so when we talk about composing, we'll use words like combine, put together, connect, and we're connecting, combining, putting together different shapes to make one shape. Well, if I put the prefix DE on the word compose, I now have the word decompose. So we know that compose means to combine, put together, and connect more than one shape to make a shape. What do we think that decompose might be, Chris?
Take it apart.
Take it apart. Very good. Like that answer. All right, so maybe a word that we would use to describe decompose would be take apart. Any other ones? Sophia?
Pull away.
Pull away. Very nice. I like that phrase. Okay, and Alejandro?
Disconnect.
Disconnect. These are all very good words to use to describe decomposing. Well, that's right. So decomposing is to take apart, pull away, or disconnect. It's actually to separate one shape to make more than one shape. So we're actually going to put our word separate. If I can remember how to spell it. And how about divide? All right, so these are all words that we'll use when we're talking about decomposing. So let's see. If I have this shape, everybody see? What shape is this, Chris? It's a hexagon. Can you tell me what other shapes are in it? Caitlin?
Trapezoid.
Two trapezoids, exactly. So we have one shape, and we're dividing it, separating it into two shapes. So now we have two trapezoids. Got it? All right, everybody copy this into their math journals. Oh, I guess I can't erase it yet. I haven't copied it yet. All right, well, our LEQ for the day, and let me write it correctly, is how can you separate plain shapes to make a new shape? In order to separate or decompose shapes, we need to think of some ways that we can do that. We need to come up with some ideas or some strategies. Can you discuss with your table mates and come up with some ideas on how we can decompose some shapes? One idea? One strategy, Katie?
Cut.
Cut?
You can cut in half.
Cut it in half, okay. Alejandro?
Divide them.
Divide them, okay. Braxton?
Split them in half.
Split them in half. All right, well, these are some good strategies that we're coming up with. Today we're going to draw a line down them. We're going to use the triangle first. And our first strategy, you can go ahead and write this in. First strategy on how we're going to separate plain shapes to make a new shape is to draw a vertical line. Do that with the rectangle. I want you to go ahead and talk about it with your team and write it on your whiteboards how many new shapes and what they are. And then hold them up for me to see. Alright, Alejandro's table is finished. Ed's table. Alright. Carissa, very nice. 2 rectangles. Awesome, guys. Ty, can you come up and show me how your team did that? Can you show us on the square how you created those 2 rectangles? Line through the middle. Just like that. That's perfect. And what do we have now? 2 rectangles. Awesome. Okay, so what strategies did we use today? When we learned how to separate plain shapes to make a new shape. Name one. Ty. Draw a vertical line. Thank you. Next one. Carlos. Horizontal line. Okay. And Ricky. Diagonal line. So those are the 3 strategies we're going to use. Ty, did you have a question? So now we have a little activity. It's a partner activity, so you're going to work in pairs. On the first, everyone has a different shape. Can everyone see me over here? Yeah. Okay. On the first one, you have a shape that's drawn here. I'm going to give each partner, or each set of partners, a little baggie that has some pattern blocks.
I already know that one.
So then what I want you to do is to place the pattern blocks inside this shape, and then I want you to write the new shapes that you've got. Which new shapes did you come up with? So this is one more strategy that we're going to use is by using pattern blocks. Now again, everybody's shape is different. And then when you're done with that, you're going to have about 5 minutes to work on the first part. And some of you may get finished faster, so go ahead and do more. And then on the second one, you're going to create your own. Alright? And then later on, we're going to trade with classmates and see if they can decompose your shape and figure out what shapes that are there. So I'm going to go ahead and pass these out. Today we can use decomposing shapes to make a lot of different shapes. And that's what I saw when you guys were working in your groups, was that everybody was coming up with a different answer with the pattern blocks that they were using. And I think that's great. It shows a lot of creativity, and it shows that you guys are thinking about your strategies. So what were those strategies again? Number 1 strategy that we use, Sophia?
Vertical.
A vertical line, all right. And Troy?
Horizontal.
Horizontal, and our last one, Braxton?
Diagonal.
Diagonal. So those are the 3 strategies that we learned today when we were decomposing shapes. And we remember that when we talk about decomposing, we're talking about taking apart, pulling away, disconnecting, and separating plain shapes to make a new shape. So you guys did excellent today. Thank you.